Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when I feel like it o'clock, and just happens to be when I feel like it. Why is it when I feel like it? First of all, I'm Pearl of Wisdom, and you're listening to my NHL Pearls of Wisdom. Excuse my little Pilates injury that I got today. Got a little too close to the person in front of me, and ended up getting kicked out. But that's for another time. This Chinky's House of Pilates is my favorite. Go there. Yeah. Okay, so there was a trade. Carl Soderberg traded from Colorado Avalanche for Connaughton in the third. Now, there's a lot of interesting things about this trade. One for the Coyotes, it's kind of an odd trade. It just gives them depth down the middle for one more year. They can decide if they want to keep Soderberg or not. But it seems like they're just consistently grasping at straws to just have that average team every single year, because that's pretty much what they get out of this. Maybe they have something else in mind that they plan on doing this year, but I don't see how this helps them significantly to make them that much better of a team. Maybe just make the playoffs, but I don't want to get into that too much. I'm more interested, to tell you the honest truth, in how this affects the Colorado Avalanche, because for them they got cap space for days now, absolute days. They have, then they also have so many young players to fill in their roster that they don't really need to go out and get too much. Like, for instance, they could go get another center, but with their depth, with Tyson Jost, who's 21, has improved every single year, it's probably fair for them to give him a shot at that second line role right now. So at most, they maybe go get another third line center that has experience, which won't take them much and it probably won't cost them much. They do have to sign Rantanen, which is going to cost them. If they can get him for 8.5 for the next 8 years, I'd be all over it. But I have a feeling it's going to cost them a little more than that. But when you got Nathan McKinnon only making 6.3 for the next 4 or 5, ridiculous. And Landeskog's only making 5.5 for the next 2 or 3. You're set up to do so many fantastic things with this roster. I have a feeling the way they're going to go, I think they're going to get. I have a feeling they're going to give Jost, because they really love Jost. I think they're going to give him everything that they can for him to be a second line center. They may go out and get a third line center. Where? I'm not really sure yet, because there's not a lot out there. Maybe by trade. Because they brought in Kevin Connaughton in this trade, who is a better defenseman than people give him credit for. He can play a 5-6 role. In fact, I would say better than some of the, like Barberio. I'd put him above Barberio in the depth chart. Ian Cole has got one more year. I put him almost the same as Ian Cole, honestly. So they've got enough depth there. They could use a guy like Nikita Zadorov, who they haven't really kind of been happy with a lot of it, some of the time. He's young, he's big. There could be a team out there that could see a huge use for him. You might be able to get an overpay return for a guy like Zadorov, being that young, and I think he's a restricted free agent right now, so maybe they don't really want to sign him up. I have a feeling it's going to be something like that. Take Zadorov and maybe their first next year, and try to find a good solid center that isn't going to take the job from Yost. That's the direction I think they may go there. Now, as far as the rest of the cap space they have, which is like 38 million or something, and after they sign Rantanen, still got 30 million. I have a feeling that they're going to woo Zuccarello over to them. I think they wanted Hayes, although they weren't going to pay Hayes as much as Philadelphia did. But a guy like Zuccarello, I would pay him. He's 31 years old, something like that. He's got the legs that he can play till he's 35, 36 at this level. Probably pretty easy. $7 million for $35 million 5-year contract or something like that. If that'll get it from him, because I don't think they're going to get that from he's going to get that from Dallas. Maybe they know that. See, a lot of the things. This is the thing. Okay, well, we can't talk to anybody about contracts before this deadline. It's a bunch of bullshit. They're talking already. They already know who's going where. Like, the reason why I haven't mentioned Duchesne, well, of course, Colorado's likely not going to bring Duchesne back. How silly of him to leave now, though, eh? Wow. He could have been a cup contender for the next 5 or 6 years the way Sakic was building his roster. Anyways, but Panarin, for instance, is likely going to a New York team. I'm thinking probably the Islanders. The Rangers were somebody, but with Kako there, I don't think Panarin is going to, I don't know. If he looks at both rosters, Panarin, I think he'll likely see that the Islanders give him more secure of a first-line role for an infinite amount of time. Anyways, I shouldn't be talking about this. But anyways, they know where they're going. And I have a feeling they have an in on Zuccarello and maybe Nyquist in San Jose. If they added both of those players, that would eat up a lot of their cap room, but they'd still have a ton of cap space. They give Jost that opportunity. They could keep Zadorov in their first for now. And then maybe try to use him at the trade deadline if they think Jost hasn't really progressed as much as they want. Fill out that center role. So many options. Sakic has done a fantastic job with this team. And the only thing he really needs to do is get a backup goaltender. Elliott or somebody like that, because they know who their number one is with Grubauer, which isn't going to cost them a hell of a lot. They got to sign Jost. They do have to do that, and Kerfoot, which they get bridge contracts. Actually, if Jost wants to sign 8-year, $5 million contract right now or something like that, sure, I would give it to him right now because I think he's going to be that good, and they think he's going to be that good. And that'll eat up some of the cap space. But even if they signing those two and taking the free agents that I said, they still got tons of room for signing later on Makar. Tyson Barrie's going to need a contract, but you can trade him in the off season if you need to. There's been talk about that already. So, anyways, boys and girls, that's my full 42%. That's all I have to give. But I wanted to talk about Colorado just a little bit after that because I find it fascinating. Head over to my Carolina one I just did. I find that fascinating too. Hit the subscribe button and the bell, and I'll give you a My NHL Pearl of Wisdom necklace delivered direct to your door and signed by me via helicopter. Have a great day. Lots of love to you.